Are you ready to transform your normal e-commerce business into one that experiences exponential growth year after year using online advertising? If so, this show is for you. Me and my guests will show you how you too can grow your e-commerce business to 7 or even 8 figures so you can go on more luxurious vacations, spoil yourself and your family, say yes to more opportunities, and become financially free so you never have to worry about money again. Welcome to the E-commerce Performance Marketing Show. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to this episode of the Ecom Performance Marketing Show. I'm truly excited to help you guys change your mindset here. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to go from one-dimensional thinking when it comes to using online advertising in your e-commerce business to three-dimensional thinking. Now, this has to do with changing how you approach your strategy with online advertising. And this is one of the pillars of the RM5 formula that we're going to cover today, which is monetization. And this is why I'm also dressed up, because you're going to take it much more seriously if I'm in a suit, usually, right? And with the RM5 formula and monetization strategies, this is how you'll be able to really do online advertising effectively, profitably, and be able to scale your results month after month. Because my goal for you, whether you watch the show, whether you attend an upcoming intensive, whether you become a client with my company, CVO Acceleration, is to help you get to a point where you're seeing automatic double-digit growth year after year by using the RM5 formula. And the key there is being able to get your advertising budget to deliver consistent ROI month after month. And how you do that is by changing how you're thinking about online advertising. So what I find when I'm consulting with companies or talking to different people or just seeing stuff even online, I see a lot of e-commerce business owners thinking of online advertising one-dimensionally. And what I mean by that is they're thinking about just acquiring the customer. They're thinking about just the immediate result, the immediate impact, the immediate revenue with average order value, for example. And that's all they're focused on. So they're just, running their ad campaigns. Doesn't matter what channel it is, whether it's Facebook, Google, you name it. They're just running their ad campaigns, trying to get customers, leads, and really just trying to get revenue from the front end of the customer life cycle. And that's a very short, I'm trying to say, it's a very a limited way of thinking. And that's what I call one-dimensional thinking. When you're thinking one-dimensionally, you're not considering the potential ROI that you could generate out of your advertising when you're thinking that way. And that's a very limited view. And when that happens, this is when you see lower CPAs that you have to shoot for in your e-commerce business, because again, you're thinking one-dimensionally. This is where you see a lower ROI from your advertising, because again, all you're thinking about is getting the customer, getting that immediate revenue from the customer, but you're not thinking about what you can do to really maximize the impact of your advertising throughout the entire marketing funnel in your business. And you're also hitting scaling limits. When you can only afford a lower cost per customer because all you're focused on is average order value, that just puts you in a very tough spot to be able to scale and grow your business. It also puts you in a tough spot to be able to do online advertising effectively and profitably because you have lower limits. But when you're thinking three-dimensionally, when you're thinking about everything you can do in your online advertising strategy like we do with the RM5 formula and the monetization pillar, that's when you can actually encounter higher cost per acquisitions that you can aim for. So because when you scale, you have no choice but to tackle the rising costs, because now you're going out trying to get traffic from more competitors, because you're spending more money. So you're exposed to, bigger brands, or maybe brands that are similar size but have deeper budgets, more revenue to be able to put into ad spend. And so you're competing on many different levels. And so there's no way for you to be able to not see your costs rise. That's why having a three-dimensional method in your strategy pays off dividends when it comes to doing online advertising effectively. Also, on top of that, when you're thinking of your online advertising strategy in a three-dimensional way, you're also going to have higher return on investment. Because you're not just thinking about the immediate revenue. You're not just thinking about average order value. You're thinking about your customer lifetime value. You're thinking about how can I turn as all these clicks that I'm paying for into leads, into customers. How can I turn all the leads in my database into customers? How can I get my customers to spend more money? That's what you need to be focused on if you're running online advertising, because then you're going to have more ROI. You're going to also have higher scaling limits because you can afford a higher cost per customer because you have more revenue in your business because you're thinking about leveraging all the steps of your marketing funnel and all the clicks, all the leads, all the customers that you're paying for from your advertising. And that's how you think three-dimensionally. And on top of that, higher scaling limits, when you're focused on thinking about the customer lifetime value as opposed to average order value, and you're looking at your strategy and what you can do to make a big impact on all your marketing to be able to really maximize what you're doing with all your clicks, all your leads, and all your customers, you actually are in control. You are now influencing your scaling limits, because if you can get your customer lifetime value higher and higher and higher, then you could justify spending more to acquire a customer. And when this happens, you win. You win. You can go out, you could buy traffic at a higher cost. You can outbid your competitors. And this is where you dominate your market. So this is why thinking three-dimensionally is so powerful. And I really hope that watching this episode, you leave this episode and you think of your online advertising in a totally different way and a totally different perspective instead of the way you've been thinking about up to this point, which is one-dimensionally. Now, I wouldn't just end the episode that way because I always like to deliver value. I always want to make sure that anybody that meets me, whether it's here on the show or whether it's in person, you name it, I really want to deliver tremendous value. And so let me talk about a few things that you can do to impact customer lifetime value so this way you are thinking three-dimensionally, okay? Okay, so number one. So think about your retargeting strategy, okay? If you're limiting your retargeting to just getting the initial customer, but you're not thinking about retargeting past that point, then that's a big mistake. You're leaving money on the table, basically. You need to really rethink how you're using retargeting in your advertising account and retarget when people become leads or when people become customers. And there's very simple things you can do here. For example, one thing you can do that wouldn't take more than maybe an afternoon if you just really focus on it and you put some deep thought into it and you just get rid of the phones, get rid of like other distractions in your life and just sit down and focus on building out a promo calendar just for the next 90 days even. Do the 12 months if you can, but do at least 90 days. And just think about all the holidays coming up. Think about all the offers you can make and plan those out now. And this way you can get resources behind that now and you can start to leverage email marketing and also SMS marketing and Facebook Messenger marketing possibly even, and also of course your ads to be able to get people to buy during those promos that you're running throughout your calendar. So that's one thing so simple that you can do that many people don't do that you can do to make a huge impact on your ROI from your online advertising. Now beyond that, how is your follow-up? More times than not when I'm consulting with companies, follow-up is failing. Basically, it's non-existent. And when you're not following up with your leads in your database, using multiple channels, because email still works. I heard this metaphor and I love sharing it. So a former mentor of mine, Ryan Levesque, said this. He said that email is like that beat up old Chevy that keeps running. And so true. Email marketing still works. Email marketing is responsible for 30 to 40% of many of our clients' revenue per month. So email still works. And if you're not leveraging email for follow-up, then you're missing some massive opportunity. And so that's another area that you can make a big impact on with your ROI when it comes to online advertising is you can improve your follow-up via email. Using SMS, text messaging gets a huge open rate because obviously they see it right away. They're going to see it. Facebook Messenger, if you haven't built a Facebook Messenger follow-up strategy, then that's a huge opportunity as well. Facebook groups, that's another opportunity as well. So, I mean, you've got all these different things you could do that you could implement, and you can create strategies and processes around to be able to really maximize your follow-up, and that will help you get more ROI from your online advertising. Because you're paying for traffic, people are coming in your database, you're getting leads, you're getting customers. Now maximize that by maximizing your follow-up. Now another thing you can do, and you might already know this, and if you don't, then this is definitely going to be highly impactful for you, is you can really impact your average order value by implementing upsells and downsells in your e-commerce store. So we typically use Zipify one-click upsells, and it's a great add-on to Shopify, and it allows you to do one-click upsells and downsells when people go through your checkout process. See, when people go through your checkout process, they're in buying heat, and they want to buy more. And so it's your job as a marketer or e-commerce business owner to make more offers right there when they're hot. Now, the nice thing about one-click upsell is, you don't have to ask for the credit card again. All you have to do is say, do you want this? Yes or no? And if they click yes, boom, it then charges them on the back end, and now you've increased, the transaction value, and you can also send them to another offer after that, whether they click yes or no. Now, this is also possible in your funnels and should be in your funnels. This is also another way of thinking. This is three-dimensional because of the fact that you are thinking about how can I maximize the transaction value, which is going to help you be able to acquire customers, since you'll be able to acquire customers at a higher cost per customer, since you're earning more on average per customer from that average order value being optimized due to you having more upsells and downsells in your checkout process. So if you don't have that right now, you're making some massive mistakes and you're leaving money on the table, and I don't want to see you do that. You need to incorporate upsells and downsells right away in your e-commerce store. Okay, so those are a few tips, and I'd love to help you implement everything that I just mentioned, including the ARM5 formula, at my upcoming ARM5 Formula Intensive. It's happening February 18th to the 19th here in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. If you're in a cold climate, this is your opportunity to get out of that cold climate, not be wet and cold every single day, not have to shovel snow, which I just recently did, so I got to feel the joy of shoveling snow. You can come to Scottsdale, Arizona, spend time with me and a few of my team members, and we can help you incorporate and adapt this process, this strategy into your business. So this way you can see consistent month after month profits from your online advertising, so you can have automatic double-digit growth year after year. That's what I want for you. So if you're interested in that, definitely click on the link in the notes below, so this way you can attend. This is a exclusive event. It's limited to only 30 action takers, 30 e-commerce business owners that want to use online advertising effectively, profitably, and also at scale here in 2020. So I hope to see you there. And if you can't be there, that's fine. We do have a virtual ticket available, and the virtual ticket is an incredible value considering the price point. And this will help you be able to get to that too through a virtual setting. And we definitely plan on having a lot of support there to help you guys implement it, even if you're not there in person. So either way, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Ecom Performance Marketing Show. Start thinking three-dimensionally now. Stop leaving money on the table, so this way you can scale and grow your e-commerce business fast in 2020. Thank you for tuning into the E-commerce Performance Marketing Show. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment with a timestamp of your favorite part and share it with a friend. Until our next episode, here's to you and the success of your e-commerce business.